My child, listen carefully now. That interruption was not random. That delay, that heaviness, that sudden pause, that closed door, it was me calling. You thought it was inconvenience. You thought it was life becoming difficult again. You thought it was another moment where things refused to move the way you planned. But I need you to hear me clearly. What felt like disruption was divine attention. What felt like confusion was my hand reaching into the middle of your routine and saying, "Stop, look at me, come back into focus." I was not punishing you. I was not abandoning you. I was not turning my face away from you while you tried to understand why your spirit felt unsettled. I was pursuing you. I was slowing what was moving too fast. I was interrupting what was pulling too much from you. I was closing what looked useful, but was quietly draining your discernment. You called it delay, but I called it protection. You called it rejection, but I called it redirection. You called it silence, but I was speaking in a language your tired heart almost missed. My child, you have been carrying private exhaustion. You have been smiling in places where your soul was weary. You have been answering people while your own heart was asking, "Lord, what is happening to me?" Your prayers have not stopped, but some of them have become numb. You have spoken words to me with your lips, while your spirit felt too tired to reach. You have felt watched by heaven, but unsure of what heaven was saying. You sensed that something was near, but you could not name it. You felt pressure, but you did not know if it was warfare, transition, warning, or preparation. It was all of these, but above all, it was me calling you back into attention. I saw what you could not see. I knew what was forming ahead of you. I knew the assignment that was coming before you had language for it. I knew the weight you would have to carry, the obedience that would be required, the doors that would open, the people who would be affected by your yes. And because I love you, I would not allow you to walk into the next thing distracted, depleted, offended, numb, or spiritually asleep. This is why the interruption came, not because I wanted to break your rhythm, but because your rhythm was beginning to carry you away from my voice. Not because I wanted to make your life harder, but because something in your life was becoming louder than my instruction. Not because I am against you, but because I am for you, with a love that will step in when danger is hidden and when purpose is close. You are nearer to assignment than your feelings are telling you. You are closer to a divine opening than your weariness can recognize. And this is why your life has not felt normal. This is why certain conversations unsettled you. This is why certain plans would not come together. This is why your peace lifted in places where you once felt comfortable. This is why your heart has been pulled away from distractions that used to keep you occupied. I have been calling you into attention because attention is where protection begins. Do not dismiss this message as another moment passing across your screen. If these words are confirming what you have already been feeling, pause and acknowledge it. Like this video as a sign that this message is meeting you where you are. Subscribe for more prophetic encouragement, because I am gathering your attention back to what matters. And before we go deeper, write these words in the comments as your personal response. Lord, I am listening. Say it from your heart. Lord, I am listening. Not casually, not religiously, not because others are saying it. Say it because your spirit knows this is not random. Say it because deep inside you, you know I have been interrupting you with mercy. Say it because the assignment ahead requires a heart that can hear me clearly. My child, the interruption was not the end, it was the call. And now I am asking you to stay close, because I am about to show you what I have been saying all along. And I need you to understand something before your heart begins to accuse you. I was not ignoring you while you felt interrupted. I was not silent because I did not care. I was not distant because you had failed too many times. I was near. I was watching over the places in you that no one else could see. I was listening to the prayers you barely had strength to finish. I was receiving the sighs you could not turn into words. I was present in the pauses, present in the confusion, present in the moments when you wondered if you had somehow moved too far away from me. My child, I am not angry with you. I am not disappointed in you. I am protective of you. Hear that again. I am not angry with you. I am not standing over you with condemnation. I am not counting your weakness as rebellion. I am not looking at your exhaustion and calling it failure. I am protective of you because you are mine. I know the difference between a heart that is running from me and a heart that is simply tired. I know the difference between rebellion and survival. I know the difference between defiance and weariness. And what I have seen in you is not a child who stopped caring. I have seen a child who kept going while caring more than others realized. You did not miss me because you wanted to ignore me. You missed me because your mind was crowded. You missed me because your body was tired. You missed me because your emotions had been stretched thin by responsibilities, disappointments, unanswered questions, and battles you did not tell anyone about. You were trying to survive. You were trying to keep showing up. You were trying to hold your life together with hands that were trembling inside, and while others saw you functioning, I saw you fading. While others saw you answering, serving, working, smiling, moving, producing, I saw the hidden place where your strength had become low. You smiled in public, but I saw where you broke in private. You encouraged others, but I saw how empty you felt afterward. You prayed short prayers, not because you had no faith, but because your spirit was exhausted. You whispered, "Help me, Lord," and thought it was too small to reach me, but I heard it. You said, "I cannot do this much longer," and thought no one noticed, but I noticed. You lay awake with heaviness pressing against your chest, and I was there. You sat in rooms full of people and still felt alone, and I was there. You kept moving through days that looked normal on the outside while your heart was quietly asking, "How much longer can I keep carrying this?" My beloved child, I did not interrupt you to embarrass you. I did not interrupt you to punish you. I did not interrupt you because I wanted to ruin your rhythm. I interrupted you because your rhythm was carrying you too far in the wrong direction. I stepped in because mercy steps in. I slowed you because love slows what is moving toward harm. I disturbed what had become too comfortable, because comfort can become dangerous when it teaches you to ignore my voice. You thought I was taking something from you, but I was pulling you away from something that was taking from you. You thought I was making life harder, but I was keeping your soul from becoming harder. There were things you were beginning to accept that I never assigned to you. There were weights you were carrying that I never asked you to carry. There were voices you kept listening to because you were too tired to discern their fruit. There were patterns you were calling normal because you had lived with them for so long. And so I came with interruption, not to shame you, but to awaken you, not to expose you to people, but to reveal to you what had been happening inside your own heart, not to strip you, but to rescue you before the wrong thing shaped your next decision. Divine attention can feel uncomfortable when your heart has become used to distraction. When you have lived in noise for too long, silence can feel like pressure. When you have survived on movement for too long, stillness can feel like loss. When you have mistaken busyness for obedience, my pause can feel like rejection. But it is not rejection, it is invitation. It is me saying, "Come closer, my child. Let me steady you. Let me show you what has been draining you. Let me teach your heart how to hear again." You are closer to purpose than you realize, and that is why I am handling you with such care. I will not let exhaustion make your decisions. I will not let distraction lead your steps. I will not let shame interpret my voice. I am calling you back, not because you are condemned, but because you are loved. You are mine, and my pursuit of you is protection. Now, my child, I am going to show you the moments when I called you, the moments you thought were random, but they were my voice inside your life. I am going to open what you walked through and let you see it with spiritual eyes, not to make you regret what you missed, but to help you recognize how long I have been reaching for you. Not to accuse you, but to awaken you. Not to say, "You failed to hear me," but to say, "My beloved child, I was speaking even then. I was closer than you understood. I was guiding, even when you thought life was only shifting, breaking, delaying, or becoming heavy." The first time I called you, it was the quiet pull in your heart. You remember it. It did not come with noise. It did not come with thunder. It came as a strange desire to pray, to withdraw, to repent, to sit still, to stop scrolling, to close the door, to be alone with me. You did not fully understand it. You only knew that something inside you was saying, "Come away." Something inside you was tired of the noise. Something inside you wanted to turn from what had been feeding your emptiness. You felt a sudden tenderness, a sudden conviction, a sudden ache for my presence. That was not random. That was me. I was calling your heart before your mind could explain it. I was saying, "Come closer, my child. There is something I need to show you. There is something I need to heal. There is something I need to prepare you for. But you were busy. You were pulled in many directions. You told yourself you would pray later, listen later, slow down later, and I did not strike you. I did not turn away from you. I kept calling. Because I know how noise wraps itself around a weary heart. I know how easily responsibilities can bury sensitivity. I know how quickly the spirit can become quiet under the weight of daily survival. So I called gently first. I tugged at your heart. I stirred hunger in you. I made you uncomfortable with what once entertained you. I let you feel that there was more than the life you had been settling for. The second time I called you, it was through the delay that frustrated you. The blocked plan, the postponed answer, the missed opportunity, the door that did not open when you thought it should. You asked me why. You wondered if I had forgotten you. You watched others move forward while you were forced to wait, and your heart began to ache. You said, "Lord, why is this taking so long? Why did this fall apart? Why did I come so close only for everything to stop?" But my child, that delay was not denial. That waiting season was not neglect. It was protection over timing. I was holding back what you were not yet ready to carry. I was preventing you from stepping into something that looked good but would have demanded a version of you that was still bleeding, still tired, still too easily pulled by approval. You saw the delay as disappointment, but I saw what the wrong timing would have done to you. I saw the pressure behind the door. I saw the people connected to the opportunity. I saw the hidden cost. I saw how quickly your peace would have been traded for performance. I saw how your heart would have tried to prove itself instead of trusting me. So I slowed it. I paused it. I allowed the waiting. Not because I enjoy watching you struggle, but because I love you too much to let you arrive before your foundation is ready. My delay was a covering. My wait was a wall. My no was not rejection. It was mercy guarding your yes. The third time I called you, it was through the dream, the memory, the repeated thought, the scripture phrase, the inner warning that kept coming back until you could no longer dismiss it. It returned while you were driving. It returned while you were trying to sleep. It returned in the middle of a conversation. It returned when you were making plans. You tried to shake it off, but it stayed. A sentence, a warning, a picture, a memory, a phrase that pressed against your spirit. Something isn't right. Come back to me. Be careful. Do not go that way. Release this. Forgive. Pay attention. Pray again. That was me calling through repetition. I was not trying to confuse you. I was confirming what your spirit already sensed. I was placing a holy interruption inside your thoughts because your outward life was too noisy to hear me any other way. You thought it was your imagination, but it carried weight. You thought it was coincidence, but it came with conviction. You thought it was just a memory, but I was using that memory to reveal an unhealed place, an unfinished obedience, a doorway that needed to close, a direction that needed to change. My voice was there, steady and patient, returning again and again because I did not want you to miss what mattered. The fourth time I called you, it was through removal. I removed a person, a place, a habit, or a comfort that you did not understand how to release on your own. You called it rejection. You called it loss. You called it abandonment. You wondered why they changed, why the door closed, why the invitation stopped, why the connection weakened, why the appetite faded, why you no longer felt peace in what once felt familiar. But my beloved child, what you thought was rejection was divine separation. I was pulling you away from what had begun to shape you in a direction I did not choose for you. I saw the influence before you saw the fruit. I saw the attachment before you called it bondage. I saw the comfort before it became a chain. I saw the place where you kept returning because it made your flesh feel safe while your spirit grew quiet. And because I love you, I interrupted the attachment. I allowed distance. I allowed discomfort. I allowed exposure. I let what was hidden become clear, not to humiliate you, but to free you. Not to make you lonely, but to make room for what is holy. Not to take love from you, but to rescue you from a counterfeit that was slowly teaching you to live beneath your calling. The fifth time I called you, it was through heartbreak, and I know this one hurt deeply. I know you did not understand why something you cared about broke open the way it did. I know you cried over it. I know you replayed it. I know you asked yourself what you could have done differently. But I need you to see what I was showing you. The heartbreak exposed what had become an idol, an attachment, a distraction, or a false source of identity. It revealed where your heart had begun to say, I cannot be whole unless I have this. I cannot be secure unless they stay. I cannot be valuable unless this works. I cannot be seen unless this door opens. My child, I will never allow a false source to sit on the throne of your heart without calling you back. I will not leave you dependent on what cannot sustain you. I will not let your identity be held hostage by someone's response, someone's approval, someone's presence, someone's absence, or some outcome that was never meant to define you. The heartbreak was not me being cruel. It was me showing you where your soul had become tied to something too fragile to carry your worth. I was saying, come back to me. Let me be your source again. Let me be the place where your name is secure. Let me heal the part of you that kept calling attachment love. The sixth time I called you, it was through the heaviness in your spirit, not ordinary sadness, not just a bad mood, not just tiredness from a long day. It was discernment. It was the weight you felt when you entered certain conversations. It was the pressure that came after certain connections. It was the uneasiness around certain plans. It was the grief in your spirit when everything looked fine on the outside, but something inside you kept saying, this is off. Pay attention. Do not ignore this. Your spirit was sensing what your eyes could not prove. That heaviness was not meant to torment you. It was meant to alert you. I was letting your inner life feel what your natural mind had not yet understood. There were atmospheres draining you. There were words contaminating your peace. There were hidden motives moving around you. There were distractions dressed like relief. There were doors that looked harmless but carried confusion behind them. And I allowed your spirit to become unsettled because I was warning you before the consequence became visible. I was saying, my child, do not keep walking casually where your peace keeps lifting. Do not call it nothing when your spirit keeps trembling. Do not force yourself to remain where I am removing your rest. And now the seventh call is this message itself. This is not the quiet pull only. This is not only the delay. This is not only the dream, the memory, the removal, the heartbreak, or the heaviness. This is the direct interruption. This is me putting language to what you have been sensing. This is me gathering every scattered signal and saying, look again, I have been speaking. I have been calling. I have been protecting. I have been pursuing you through moments you thought were random. Come closer now. Your assignment is near. Do not delay obedience again. Do not push this aside and say you will respond later. Do not let distraction steal the clarity I am giving you. Do not let shame make you hide from the very voice that is calling you home. I am not angry with you. I am not against you. I am not exposing your missed moments to condemn you. I am showing you the pattern so you can recognize my mercy. 7 times I called. 7 times I reached. 7 times I placed my hand inside the movement of your life and said, my child, hear me. Now hear me clearly. The interruptions were not random. The repeated thoughts were not random. The delays were not random. The removals were not random. The ache, the heaviness, the pull to pray, the sudden discomfort with old patterns, none of it was random. It was my voice inside your life. It was my love refusing to let you drift into your assignment asleep. It was my protection refusing to let you enter the next door uncovered. You are mine, and because you are mine, I will keep calling until your heart knows how to answer. And now hear me, my child. Your assignment is nearer than your feelings are telling you. Your emotions have been speaking loudly, but they have not been speaking accurately. Your weariness has been saying, nothing is moving. Your disappointment has been saying, maybe it passed me by. Your delay has been saying, maybe I was forgotten. But I am telling you now, you have not been forgotten. You have been in preparation. You have not been overlooked. You have been under my hand. You have not been pushed aside. You have been hidden long enough for me to strengthen what could not be rushed. Do not measure the nearness of your assignment by the heaviness you feel. Do not measure the movement of my hand by the silence of your surroundings. Do not measure calling by applause, title, platform, position, recognition, or the approval of people. Your assignment is not merely a microphone. It is not merely a public door. It is not merely a job, a role, a name, a seat, or a visible place. Your assignment is obedience that carries impact. It is the yes you give me that touches the people I have connected to your life. It is the word you speak when I tell you to speak. It is the door you close when I tell you to close it. It is the prayer you pray when no one sees you. It is the forgiveness you release when your flesh wants to rehearse the wound. It is the discipline you return to when distraction tries to rule you. It is the hidden faithfulness that prepares visible fruit. My child, your assignment may not begin the way you imagined. It may begin in a conversation. It may begin with one act of obedience. It may begin with a separation from what keeps draining you. It may begin with waking earlier to seek me. It may begin with apologizing, forgiving, studying, serving, resting, rebuilding, or choosing not to return to the pattern that almost consumed you. Do not despise the quiet beginning. Do not ignore the small instruction because you were waiting for a large announcement. Many assignments are opened by one obedient step that seemed too simple to matter. I have placed something inside you that did not come from people. You are not ordinary. You are marked. You are carrying something I placed inside you before others understood you. Before they recognized your value, I knew you. Before they affirmed your gift, I formed it. Before they saw your strength, I was shaping it in hidden places. Before they knew what to call you, I had already called you mine. And because I marked you, the pressure around you has not been random. This is why the battle has intensified. This is why distractions have become louder. This is why emotional attacks have come suddenly. This is why old wounds have tried to reopen. This is why delays have felt heavier than before. This is why your mind has been crowded, your heart has been tender, and your spirit has been sensing that something is changing. The assignment is near, so resistance has increased. The door is closer, so confusion has tried to rise. The responsibility is approaching, so the enemy has tried to exhaust you before you arrive. He wants you too tired to obey, too wounded to discern, too distracted to prepare, too offended to trust me, too numb to answer when I call. But I have exposed it. I have uncovered the pattern. I have shown you that the pressure is not proof that I left you. The pressure is evidence that something valuable is being prepared. The enemy does not fight what carries no threat to his plans. Darkness does not study what heaven has not marked. The attack has been targeted because your yes matters. Your healing matters. Your obedience matters. The people connected to your life matter. There are souls, conversations, decisions, family lines, places of influence, acts of service, and moments of courage connected to your obedience. But listen carefully. Your exhaustion does not cancel your calling. Your numbness does not erase what I placed inside you. Your tears do not disqualify you. Your delay does not mean I changed my mind. I knew every weak place when I called you. I knew every wound when I marked you. I knew every battle you would face before you faced it. But your exhaustion must be healed before the next level of responsibility, because I will not release you outwardly while your inner life is collapsing silently. I will not ask you to carry more while you are bleeding in places you refuse to bring to me. I will not build your assignment on an unhealed foundation, just to satisfy your impatience. This is why I am calling you inward before I release you outward. Before I place more in your hands, I am placing your heart back in my presence. Before I expand your influence, I am restoring your intimacy. Before I send you to speak, I am teaching you to listen. Before I open the next door, I am healing the part of you that kept trying to perform for love. Before I entrust you with weight, I am teaching you how to rest under my covering. Do not be afraid of preparation. Preparation is not rejection. Hiddenness is not abandonment. Correction is not hatred. Slowness is not failure. I am not delaying you because I forgot you. I am preparing you because the assignment is approaching, and I love you too much to let you carry it with a divided heart, an exhausted spirit, and a distracted mind. Come closer. Let me steady you. Let me heal what has been tired for too long. Let me separate you from what keeps draining your oil. Let me teach you again how to hear, how to wait, how to obey, how to move when I say move, and how to stop when I say stop. Your assignment is near, but your heart must be ready. Your next yes must come from surrender, not striving. Your next step must come from obedience, not fear. You are mine, you are marked, and what I placed inside you is still alive. And now, I need you to understand why some paths were interrupted before you could finish walking them. I did not interrupt what was feeding your spirit. I interrupted what was draining your oil. I did not block what was strengthening your obedience. I blocked what was quietly weakening your discernment. I did not step between you and joy. I stepped between you and the thing that was teaching your soul to live empty while pretending to be satisfied. My child, there were things you called normal that were slowly taking strength from you. There were connections that made you laugh for a moment but left your spirit restless afterward. There were environments that looked comfortable but pulled you farther from prayer. There were conversations that sounded harmless but planted confusion inside your identity. There were patterns that gave your flesh relief while your spirit grew dull. And because I saw what you could not see, I interrupted them. I disturbed the rhythm. I made the door close. I allowed the appetite to change. I let the peace lift. I let the discomfort rise until you could no longer ignore what your spirit had been sensing. You saw the door shut and called it loss, but I saw what was waiting behind it and called it rescue. You saw the invitation disappear and called it rejection, but I saw the compromise attached to it and called it mercy. You saw the relationship shift and called it abandonment, but I saw how it was slowly pulling you away from who I called you to be. You saw the plan fall apart and thought your life was being delayed, but I saw the hidden cost. I saw the pressure. I saw the subtle drain. I saw how much of your oil would have been spent trying to keep something alive that I never breathed on. Do not mourn every closed door as if every closed door was your enemy. Some closed doors were my arms around you. Some endings were my protection, wearing the clothing of disappointment. Some removals were me answering prayers you forgot you prayed. You asked me to lead you. You asked me to protect you. You asked me to keep you in my will. Then, when I began removing what could not go with your assignment, your heart trembled because removal rarely feels like rescue at first. But I need you to trust my sight. I saw further than your emotions. I saw deeper than your desire. I saw what that path would demand from you after the excitement faded. There were people who comforted the wounded part of you but weakened the obedient part of you. There were places where you felt accepted, but your conviction became quieter every time you stayed. There were voices that made compromise sound reasonable. There were attachments that kept you emotionally busy but spiritually dry. There were habits that helped you escape pain for a moment but left you less able to hear me. And I will not allow anything to become so familiar to you that it drains the very oil needed for the assignment ahead. Your oil is not a small thing. Your spiritual strength is not a small thing. Your clarity is not a small thing. Your purity, your peace, your discernment, your sensitivity to my voice, these are not decorations in your life. They are protection. They are preparation. They are part of how you carry what I am sending you to carry. The assignment ahead will require more than talent. It will require clean hearing. It will require steady obedience. It will require a heart that does not rush toward counterfeits because it is starving for relief. Listen carefully. Tired people accept what rested people would discern. Tired people rush decisions they were supposed to pray through. Tired people ignore warnings because they want the pressure to end. Tired people call pressure peace when relief is all they are looking for. Tired people return to old doors because familiar pain feels safer than unknown obedience. That is why I interrupted you. Not because you are weak in a shameful way, but because depletion makes you vulnerable. When your oil is low, even a counterfeit can look like provision. When your heart is exhausted, even confusion can feel like movement. When your spirit is weary, you can mistake urgency for direction and noise for confirmation. I am not taking away your joy. Hear me clearly. I am not stripping your life of goodness. I am not asking you to live empty, cold, isolated, or afraid. I am removing what cannot go with the assignment. I am removing what keeps making you less like yourself in my presence. I am removing what teaches you to perform, chase, settle, hide, compromise, and call it wisdom. I am making room for holy strength again. I am making room for peace that does not cost you your obedience. I am making room for relationships that sharpen your spirit instead of draining it. I am making room for rhythms that restore you instead of consuming you. Do not keep reaching for what I interrupted. Do not keep trying to reopen what I closed in mercy. Do not keep asking me to bless what I have already exposed. When I remove peace from a place, pay attention. When your spirit becomes heavy around a connection, pay attention. When you keep needing to recover after every conversation, pay attention. When you become less prayerful, less clear, less tender, less obedient, less honest in a certain environment, pay attention. Protection is not only what I remove from you. Protection is also what I teach you to notice. I am training your discernment now. I am teaching you the difference between comfort and covering, between opportunity and assignment, between attention and affirmation, between relief and peace, between open doors and ordained doors. Not every open door is from me. Not every familiar voice is safe. Not every place that welcomes you can carry what I have placed inside you. You must learn to notice the fruit. You must learn to notice what happens to your spirit. You must learn to ask, does this draw me closer to obedience? Or does it make disobedience easier? My child, the interruption was hidden protection. I stopped what was draining the oil from your life because you will need that oil for what is coming. You will need strength. You will need clarity. You will need peace. You will need discernment sharp enough to recognize my whisper even when the world becomes loud. So come closer and stop fighting the hand that is protecting you. What I remove cannot compare to what I am preparing. What I interrupt cannot compare to what I am preserving. You are mine, and I will not let what drains you travel with you into what I have assigned. And now, my child, I need you to understand the battle without becoming afraid of the battle. I am not telling you this to frighten you. I am telling you this to make you alert. Fear is not my voice. Panic is not my instruction. Confusion is not my covering. I am speaking because I love you, because I see what is moving around you, because I know the assignment that is near, and because the enemy has been studying the place where you are tired. He has not been attacking you randomly. He has been watching the places where your strength has been low. He has been watching the old wounds that still ache when certain words are spoken. He has been watching the loneliness that makes you consider people you would not consider if your heart were rested. He has been watching the impatience that rises when my timing feels slow. He has been watching the insecurity that makes you compare your path to someone else's. He has been watching the disappointment that whispers, maybe nothing is really changing, and he has tried to build a strategy around the places you have not yet brought fully into my healing. But hear me clearly. The enemy studies your weakness because he fears your obedience. He studies your tiredness because he fears your strength returning. He studies your wounds because he knows that healed wounds become places of authority. He studies your loneliness because he knows that if you learn to be satisfied in my presence, counterfeit comfort will lose its power over you. He studies your impatience because he knows that if you wait with me, you will not be easily pulled into doors I did not open. This is a targeted attack, precise and intentional, crafted around the places where you have felt most vulnerable. This is why certain things have been arriving at the exact moment you feel weak. Certain people have appeared when your heart felt unseen. Certain habits have called your name when your spirit felt heavy. Certain opportunities have opened when you felt tired of waiting. Certain thoughts have become loud when you were already fighting discouragement. That is not coincidence. Counterfeit comfort often arrives when the soul is exhausted. It does not always look dangerous at first. It can look like relief. It can sound like understanding. It can feel like movement. It can appear as a person who says the right words while pulling you away from my voice. It can appear as a habit that gives you escape while draining your discernment. It can appear as an opportunity that flatters your gift while weakening your obedience. My child, not everything that comforts your flesh is covering your spirit. Not everything that relieves pressure is sent by me. Not every open door is holy. Not every familiar thought is truth. Some thoughts have been arrows sent into the place where you are tired. The thought that says, God is late. The thought that says, you are not chosen. The thought that says, your assignment is too small to matter. The thought that says, you already missed your chance. The thought that says, obedience will cost too much. These are not my thoughts toward you. These are lies aimed at your surrender. I am not late. I am precise. You are not forgotten. You are covered. Your assignment is not too small. If I gave it to you, it carries weight in my kingdom. You have not missed what repentance can restore, what obedience can realign, and what my mercy can still open. And obedience will cost you, yes, but disobedience will cost you more. Obedience may cost comfort, pride, delay, attachment, and the approval of people, but disobedience costs clarity. It costs covering. It costs peace. It costs the sensitivity of a heart that was created to hear me. The enemy wants you to believe that my commands are meant to take life from you. But I tell you the truth. My commands protect life inside you. My correction is not cruelty. My interruption is not rejection. My warning is not punishment. What I reveal I intend to heal. What I interrupt, I intend to protect. What I expose, I intend to free. I do not uncover a wound to shame you. I uncover it because it has been used against you long enough. I do not point to a pattern because I am angry. I point to it because I am breaking the agreement it has had with your future. You have wondered why the same battles keep returning, the same fear, the same comparison, the same temptation to isolate, the same urge to settle, the same heaviness after certain conversations, the same doubt after moments of hope. My child, the enemy repeats what has worked before. He circles old doors, he returns to old injuries. He tries old names, old accusations, old cravings, old memories, old disappointments, because he wants to see whether the tired place in you will answer again. But this time you must not answer from tiredness. This time you must answer from truth. Stay alert. Do not negotiate with the lie. Do not entertain what I have already exposed. Do not call it harmless when it pulls you away from prayer. Do not call it comfort when it leaves you spiritually dull. Do not call it opportunity when it requires you to ignore my warning. Do not call it love when it makes obedience harder. This is where your attention must become obedience. This is where discernment must become action. This is where you stop only sensing the warning and begin responding to it. Come closer now. Let me cover the place where you are tired. Let me heal the wound the enemy has been using. Let me silence the lie that has been speaking louder than my promise. The battle around you is targeted because the assignment on your life is valuable, but I have exposed what the enemy wanted hidden. I have turned on the light. I have sounded the warning. Now listen, obey, and stay under my covering. You are mine, and what is mine must not walk uncovered into what is coming. Now listen to me, my child. Attention is not a small thing. Attention is the doorway back under covering. What you give your attention to begins to shape your direction. What you keep listening to begins to train your desires. What you keep entertaining begins to influence your obedience. That is why I have been calling you back, not only to hear me, but to respond to me. Listening without obedience will not protect you. Feeling convicted without moving will not cover you. Sensing danger without turning away from it will still leave you exposed. I am calling your attention into obedience now, not tomorrow, not when you feel stronger, not when everything makes sense. Now, pause before you move. Pray before you answer. Discern before you agree. Wait before you open the door. Do not rush ahead of my voice because pressure is pushing you. Do not let fear hurry you into something I did not bless. Do not let loneliness pull you toward what I already exposed. Do not let weariness make decisions that your healed self would never make. Your protection is connected to your attention, and your attention must now become obedient action. There are two paths in front of you. One path leads back under covering. It is the path of prayer, surrender, quiet obedience, clean separation, renewed discipline, and listening closely when I speak. That path will not always flatter your flesh, but it will guard your spirit. It will bring clarity. It will prepare your heart. It will strengthen your discernment. It will restore the peace you lost while trying to manage what I told you to release. The other path leads to confusion, regret, unnecessary warfare, delayed healing, and repeated cycles you were meant to leave behind. That path may feel easier at first because it does not demand surrender immediately, but it will cost you more than you think. My child, do not choose blindly. Do not pretend the difference is unclear when I have already shown you the fruit. You know what pulls you away from me. You know what makes your conviction weak. You know what fills your mind with noise. You know what causes your spirit to become dull. You know which conversations leave you heavy. You know which habits make prayer feel distant. You know which attachments require you to silence the warning inside your heart. Stop negotiating with what I have already exposed. Stop asking for another sign when I have already disturbed your peace. Stop calling it complicated when obedience has already been made clear. Come back to prayer, not performance prayer, not hurried prayer, not only emergency prayer when everything begins to shake. Come back to the place where your heart becomes honest before me. Open my word again. Let truth wash the dust from your mind. Let my promises correct the lies that have been speaking over your emotions. Fast from the noise that keeps making your spirit restless. Turn down the voices that keep pulling your attention in 10 directions. Forgive quickly, because offense will become a chain if you keep feeding it. Separate from what weakens your conviction, even if it once comforted you. Obey the next clear instruction. even if it seems small. Small obedience is still obedience, and small obedience opens the way for greater clarity. Do not delay because you are afraid. Do not drift because you are tired. Do not hide because you feel unworthy. Come back under my covering now. I am not calling you back to shame you. I am calling you back to shield you. I am not demanding your attention because I need control over you. I am demanding your attention because danger becomes louder when my voice becomes ignored. I am not angry with your weakness. I am protecting you from what weakness can open when it is left uncovered. You have stayed too long near things that keep your spirit divided. You have given too much access to voices that do not carry my heart for you. You have tried to stay connected to what I have been asking you to release, hoping it would change, hoping it would become safe, hoping you could manage it without being affected. But I am telling you now, you cannot carry your assignment and keep feeding your distraction. You cannot walk into clarity while entertaining confusion. You cannot ask for covering while choosing exposure. You cannot keep one hand on my instruction and one hand on the thing I told you to surrender. This is not condemnation. This is rescue. This is not rejection. This is my hand reaching for you before the next door opens. I am teaching you to move differently. I am teaching you to answer differently. I am teaching you to protect the oil, guard the peace, honor the warning, and obey while obedience is still simple. Because if you ignore the whisper, the storm will demand what the whisper was trying to prevent. If you delay the small correction, the consequence will become louder than the instruction. I speak early because I love you. I interrupt early because I see ahead. So return now. Put your attention where your covering is. Put your ears back near my voice. Put your heart back in my presence. Put your yes back on the altar. Let your no become holy again. Say no to what drains you. Say no to what dulls you. Say no to what keeps reopening wounds I am trying to heal. Say yes to prayer. Say yes to truth. Say yes to discipline. Say yes to forgiveness. Say yes to the separation that protects your future. Say yes to the next instruction, even before you understand the entire road. And as you come back under my covering, I will not only direct your steps, I will begin healing the part of you that struggled to answer me. I will touch the numb place. I will strengthen the weary place. I will restore the place that became silent because pain taught it not to hope. Your obedience will bring you close, and in my closeness, I will heal what exhaustion tried to bury. Come now, my child. Listen, obey, and stay covered. I am not only preparing the assignment for you, I am preparing you for the assignment. My child, your numbness is not failure, it is fatigue. Your silence has not made me leave you. Your slow response has not caused me to turn away. Your tears, even the ones you could not explain, have not been wasted before me. I saw the place in you that became too tired to answer quickly. I saw the part of your heart that wanted to believe again but was afraid another disappointment would crush it. I saw the weariness beneath your quietness. I saw the wound beneath your delay. And I am not coming to accuse that place. I am coming to heal it. You thought you were becoming cold, but you were exhausted. You thought you were losing faith, but you were carrying pain without enough rest. You thought your silence meant distance, but I knew it was the sound of a heart that had been hit too many times in the same place. Disappointment taught you to lower your expectation. Waiting taught you to brace yourself. Betrayal taught you to guard your tenderness. Being misunderstood taught you to explain less, hope less, ask less, trust less. But I am touching that place now, not with anger, not with pressure, not with shame. I am touching it with mercy. There is a wound in you that has been afraid to say yes again, not because you do not love me, not because you do not want my will, but because some part of you feared being used again, drained again, overlooked again, corrected in public, misunderstood in private, and left carrying more than your heart had strength to carry. You feared failing where others could see. You feared obeying and still being rejected. You feared stepping forward and not being supported. You feared that if you gave me your full yes, the assignment would demand the part of you that was still bleeding. But hear me clearly. I do not only want you functional, I want you whole. I do not only want you moving, I want you steady. I do not only want you available, I want you rested in me. I do not only want your hands working while your heart is breaking. I do not only want your voice speaking while your spirit is empty. I do not only want your gift active while your inner life is starving. I am not preparing you to perform wounded. I am preparing you to carry the assignment healed, covered, discerning, and able to hear me clearly. That is why I have been slowing you down in places you wanted to rush through. That is why I have allowed solitude to surround you, not to punish you, but to quiet the noise that kept you from hearing what your own soul was saying. That is why tears have come at unexpected moments. Those tears are not weakness, they are release. They are the language of a heart being softened again. They are the waters washing away the dust of survival. When you cry in my presence, you are not falling apart. You are being gathered. When you sit quietly and feel conviction rise, you are not being condemned. You are being restored. When you feel the old ache come to the surface, do not run from it. I am bringing it up because I am ready to heal what you have been trying to bury. My child, I am restoring your spiritual appetite. The hunger you thought was gone will return. The desire to pray will return. The sensitivity to my voice will return. The courage to obey will return. The peace in your inner life will return. You will not always feel as dull as you have felt. You will not always feel as heavy as you have felt. You will not always need to force yourself toward me as if my presence is far away. I am drawing near to the tired place. I am breathing over the numb place. I am awakening what pressure tried to silence. The enemy wanted your exhaustion to become your identity. He wanted you to say, "This is just who I am now." He wanted you to mistake numbness for maturity, guardedness for wisdom, isolation for safety, and low expectation for peace. But I am breaking that lie. You are not called to live numb. You are not called to survive with a closed heart. You are not called to carry destiny while disconnected from delight, tenderness, and holy hunger. I am giving you back the part of you that pain tried to steal. Come closer, my child. Let me steady your breathing. Let me quiet the fear that says obedience will destroy you. Let me answer the lie that says you will be abandoned if you trust again. Let me heal the memory that still flinches when I call you forward. I know where you were betrayed. I know where you waited and felt forgotten. I know where people misunderstood your heart. I know where you gave sincerely and were treated carelessly. I know where your confidence broke. I know where your voice became smaller. And I am not asking you to pretend it did not hurt. I am asking you to let me enter the place where it hurt. Your assignment requires attention, but your attention must be healed attention, not anxious attention, not fearful attention, not attention driven by panic, proving, or pressure. I am teaching you to listen from rest. I am teaching you to obey from trust. I am teaching you to move from covering, not from fear of missing out, fear of disappointing people, or fear that I will leave if you move slowly. I am patient with healing, but I am also calling you forward. Both are true. I am gentle with your wounds, and I am serious about your obedience. So do not use your pain as a hiding place anymore. Bring it to me. Do not use your numbness as proof that nothing can change. Let me touch it. Do not call your exhaustion rebellion when I am calling it a wound ready for healing. And do not call healing an excuse to remain still forever. I am restoring you so you can answer. I am strengthening you so you can stand. I am healing you so you can carry what is coming without collapsing beneath it. This is the tenderness before the crossroads. This is the healing before the next instruction. This is the restoration before the door opens. Let your heart become soft again. Let your ears become clear again. Let your yes rise again, not from pressure, but from surrender. I am not only calling you to assignment, I am restoring the wounded place that made you too tired to respond. And as I heal your attention, your healed attention must become surrendered readiness. Stay close now. The next step will require a whole heart under my covering. My child, this is the crossroads before the assignment opens. Do not treat this moment as ordinary. Do not treat this warning as another feeling that will pass. Do not say, "I will deal with it later, when I have more strength, when I have more clarity, when life becomes quieter." I am telling you now, clarity will come as you obey. Strength will come as you surrender. Peace will come as you return. This is not the season to drift. This is not the moment to play with what I already told you to release. I have been gentle with you, but I have also been clear. I have healed you tenderly, but I have not removed the seriousness of this hour. There are things you cannot carry into the next door. There are attachments that will confuse your hearing. There are habits that will drain your oil. There are conversations that will reopen wounds I am closing. There are distractions that seem small, but they are forming a pattern of distance. And if you continue distracted, you may still move. but you will not move covered. You may still choose, but you will not choose clearly. You may still walk forward, but you will walk with divided attention into a place that requires a whole heart. So hear me, my child. I am not warning you because I want to frighten you. I am warning you because I want to protect you. I am not raising the sound of my voice because I am angry. I am raising it because danger becomes easier to ignore when the heart is tired. I have interrupted you again and again because I saw where the road was bending. I saw what was forming ahead. I saw the door that was preparing to open, and I saw the weight of what would be required when it did. That is why I called you back before the assignment arrived. That is why I disturbed your peace around what looked harmless. That is why I made you uncomfortable in places you once accepted. That is why I kept whispering, "Come closer, listen, release it, return." Now the crossroads is in front of you. One path is the path of continued distraction. It is the path where you keep postponing obedience, keep feeding what weakens you, keep calling delay wisdom, keep calling compromise balance, keep calling exposure freedom. That path will not announce its danger at first. It may look familiar. It may feel easier. It may allow you to avoid the grief of separation, the humility of apology, the discipline of returning, the discomfort of surrender. But it will lead to confusion. It will lead to dullness. It will lead to unnecessary battles. It will lead to missed protection, not because I stopped loving you, but because you refuse to stay close enough to hear my instruction. The other path is the path of return. It is not complicated, but it is holy. It is the path where you bring your attention back to me fully. It is the path where you stop negotiating with what I exposed. It is the path where you choose prayer before pressure, obedience before convenience, truth before emotion, surrender before explanation. It is the path where you walk into the assignment with clarity, with peace, with discernment, with oil in your lamp, and my covering over your steps. This path may require a no that hurts your flesh, but it will save your spirit. It may require silence when you want to defend yourself. It may require humility when pride wants to speak. It may require letting go of what once comforted you because it can no longer carry you where I am taking you. And the next yes may look small. Do not despise it. One conversation may unlock direction. One apology may break a chain. One act of discipline may restore order. One separation may protect your future. One prayer may reopen sensitivity. One surrendered plan may make room for my plan. One quiet morning with me may give you the instruction you have been asking for. One deleted message, one closed door, one honest confession, one act of forgiveness, one returned habit of prayer, one decision to stop entertaining what drains you. Small obedience is not small in the spirit. When I ask for the next yes, I am not only testing your willingness, I am positioning your life. You want the full map, but I am asking for the next step. You want the whole assignment explained, but I am asking for the next act of obedience. You want assurance that everything will be easy, but I am giving you something better. I am giving you my presence. I am giving you covering. I am giving you warning before the cost becomes heavier. I am giving you a chance to return with your whole heart before the door opens and the demand increases. My child, the assignment is not waiting for a perfect person. It is waiting for a surrendered one. It is waiting for a listening one. It is waiting for a heart that will not keep running back to what I have already interrupted. You are mine. Let those words settle deeper than fear. You are mine. I called you before you knew how to answer. I kept you when you did not know you were being kept. I covered you in seasons when you thought you were surviving by your own strength. I protected you from doors you cried over. I removed people you begged me to restore. I delayed things you thought you needed because I knew what they would do to your heart if they came too soon. I watched over you in the night. I held you when your spirit was tired. I heard prayers you could barely form. You are mine, and I have not brought you to this crossroads to abandon you here. But you must choose, not with words only, not with emotion only, not with tears that rise for a moment and fade when the pressure returns. Choose with obedience. Choose with attention. Choose with surrender. Choose with the next step. Do not keep asking me to bless what I am asking you to release. Do not keep asking me for clarity while you keep feeding confusion. Do not keep asking me to prepare you while refusing the correction that prepares you. This is the final alert before the assignment opens. Not because my mercy is ending, but because this moment matters. If you can feel my voice reaching into your heart, Do not harden yourself. Respond now. Let your spirit answer before your fear starts negotiating. Write these words as an act of surrender and faith. I am listening, Lord. Prepare me for my assignment. Write it with a sincere heart, not as empty words, not as a performance. Write it because you are choosing to come under my covering again. Write it because you are saying, my attention belongs to you. My future belongs to you. My yes belongs to you. And as you prepare for prayer, bring me the places that still feel heavy. Bring me the decision you have been afraid to make. Bring me the relationship, the habit, the wound, the delay, the fear, the assignment, the question you have carried in silence. Lay it before me. If you desire agreement, leave your prayer request where others can stand with you in faith. Do not carry it alone. I am near to the surrendered heart. I am covering the obedient heart. I am preparing the listening heart. Come now, my child. The crossroads is here, and the next door must be entered with a whole heart under my covering. Now come close, my child, and let this prayer rise from the deepest place in you. Do not pray with a divided heart. Do not pray while still holding tightly to what I have asked you to surrender. Let your hands open. Let your spirit become still. Let your attention return to me. Say within your heart, Lord, I am here. I am listening. I surrender my confusion, my weariness, my fear, my delay, and my need to understand everything before I obey. I bring you my heart as it is, not as I pretend it to be. I bring you the tired place, the numb place, the guarded place, the place that still trembles when you call me forward. Heal me there, steady me there, speak to me there. I am covering you now, my child. I am covering your mind from confusion, from torment, from overthinking, from the voices that have tried to make my instructions sound unclear. I am quieting the noise that has been pulling your attention away from my presence. Every confusing voice must become silent. Every counterfeit comfort must lose its grip. Every attachment that offered relief but drained your oil must be exposed and broken. Every false peace that kept you comfortable in disobedience must be removed. Every delay is submitted to my timing. Every open question is placed beneath my wisdom. Every fear that said you were too late, too wounded, too weak, too far behind must bow beneath the truth of my voice. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. You are not too late. You are not walking alone. You are called. You are covered. You are corrected because you are loved. You are prepared because I see what is coming. I have not interrupted you to destroy your peace. I have interrupted you to restore it. I have not exposed what was draining you because I wanted to embarrass you. I exposed it because I wanted to protect the assignment I placed inside you. I have not allowed the shaking to punish you. I allowed it to wake what was becoming dull, to heal what was becoming numb, and to bring your attention back under my covering. So receive clarity now, not the clarity that comes from controlling every detail, but the clarity that comes from trusting my voice. Receive discernment now. Discernment to recognize what carries my peace and what only imitates it. Discernment to know when to speak and when to be silent. Discernment to know who is assigned to your future and who is attached to your weakness. Discernment to know when a door is from me and when a door is only a distraction dressed as opportunity. Receive courage now. Courage to obey the next instruction. Courage to release what I have named. Courage to apologize where humility is needed. Courage to separate where separation is protection. Courage to begin again without shame. I place my covering over your home. Let peace enter where heaviness has lingered. Let every atmosphere of conflict, confusion, and spiritual weariness be broken. I place my covering over your relationships. Let what is false be revealed. Let what is harmful lose access. Let what is holy be strengthened. I place my covering over your decisions. You will not be rushed by fear. You will not be pushed by pressure. You will not be manipulated by loneliness. You will not be led by exhaustion. You will be led by my spirit. I place my covering over your assignment. What I have called you to carry will not be stolen by distraction, delayed by disobedience, or polluted by counterfeit voices. I place my covering over your spiritual sensitivity. Your ears will hear again. Your heart will respond again. Your hunger will rise again. Your prayer life will breathe again. My child, I am healing the weariness that made obedience feel heavy. I am restoring the strength that pressure tried to steal. I am washing your heart from disappointment, from hidden resentment, from fear of being used, from fear of being seen, from fear of failing, from fear that your yes will cost you more than my grace can sustain. I will sustain you. I will teach you. I will correct you. I will comfort you. I will guide you step by step. You do not need to carry tomorrow before I give it to you. You do not need to answer every question before you obey the instruction in front of you. Your assignment is near, but so am I. The door is near, but so is my covering. The responsibility is near, but so is my strength. Now declare this with faith. My heart belongs to the Lord. My attention belongs to the Lord. My future belongs to the Lord. I reject every counterfeit comfort. I reject every confusing voice. I reject every distraction sent to drain my oil. I submit every delay to God's timing. I receive clarity, protection, healing, discernment, and courage to obey. I am not forgotten. I am not disqualified. I am not too late. I am not alone. I am called, covered, corrected, and prepared. My life is under the covering of God, and my assignment will open in His timing. And if this prayer gave you confirmation, do not keep it hidden. Like this video as a sign that your heart is agreeing with what I have spoken. Share it with someone who has been feeling interrupted, delayed, shaken, or called back to attention by me. Subscribe for more messages that strengthen obedience, sharpen discernment, and bring weary hearts back under covering. And leave your prayer request in the comments, because you do not have to stand alone. Let others agree with you. Let the community pray with you. Let your surrender be witnessed in faith. Now write this final declaration with a sincere heart, not as empty words, but as your answer to my call. My assignment is near, and my heart is ready to obey.